Wow. You want to fly in a Miro to Colusa? Well, I suppose that Master Genmai is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with the mount shortly. You now travel to Colusa. Speak with the aspiring Amaro tamer to fly the island. Get to the island.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
Colusia. Or is it Colusia? This is what would be around Limza. Or what's the fucking actual territory called? Lenosha. This is what would be Lenosha. Look right there, yeah, it's right here. This is what would be Lenosha. This would be the Black Shroud. This would be Kurthus. Or Javania. Either one of those. We are arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Colusa. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Huh. Spy you that city in the distance? That is Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Yomoran elites have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Yulmore is strained at best. It may be wise to consider your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. Alright, good to know. I am glad we understand each other. Now, the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. Okay. Tell me, how can I find Alpha now? What you got for me, big boy? If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Abor. Abor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Colusa, and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of thyme. That will let him know you can be trusted. Here, it should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amaro until you are ready to return. Alright, thanks. Good buddy. I guess beast tribes can't exactly afford to be at odds against any other people. And there's barely any people to begin with. Let me up! Ow. Right cliff. This is pretty big. Catty. Doesn't seem as big as Limza. Hobgoblin. Oh god. What are you after? Fish? Crab? I think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere, if you've a taste for them. I got some time. Ooh, I do love a bit of time. Chuck some in a pan and it's like a bloody festival of flavor. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can't say as there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. I'm looking for a friend. Alphino, eh? I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Gilmore's richer than all of Norvrent put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message to him, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide. That's the fishing village just up the path here. Up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there and I'll see that Alphino joins you. About as... Oh, it's over here. About as good as information as any. Don't worry, Alphino. I already got Alize. Help you with your troubles here too. Yeah, oh, it's right here. Leaky eel. Yeah. Hello. Just waiting for a friend. Don't mind me. Look at that bottle. It's your first time in a tavern? It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What will you be having? I'll just get some water. Fine choice. And what will you be paying with? Except Gil? Well, now, those are exotic. Where'd you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity. And I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors. So we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. I could kill stuff. Good at that. Here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow vegetables. But lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find. Then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me and you can laze about here as long as you like. Oh me, I'm good at killing. Ah. A little bit of pest control. I'm used to that kind of work. A Moltash. Looks like dragons. Wonder if the dragons had to leave. If there are any dragons that were in this area. Damn, I want to tank your fucking bug. There you go. Any more? I don't know any bugs. I'm surprised the blood letter doesn't do like a, you know, a bleed dot or something like that. I think it's called blood letter. Mind you, keeping an eye out. No response. Being a knock louder. Knock louder. Lock. I think it said lock louder on accident. Response? Perhaps the Akuma is hard of hearing. Is that? You hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. Alright. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest the rats have taken up residence in their absence. There's nobody here to begin with. I wonder if the caretaker is in the belly of these rats or if he just left. Got a problem. Nobody's actually looking after the stuff. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? Well, he wasn't there. Gone? Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. What do you mean? In Gate Town, outside of Ilmore. You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house. Thank you. Just to wait for Alpha now. If he even comes by. That him?
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Ooh.
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Oh, hello.
'Tis good to see you, my friend. The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alfino, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
So what you been going on about, Alpha now?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
Me, I was more worried about you.
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
That has happened, buddy. Quite a bit.
I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity.
How do we go about doing
Oriange's
that?
vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire.
The Black Rose.
Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Asians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion.
How's that?
I'm sure Oriange himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
Yeah.
And so we take to the road once more.
Boy, it's on to help out Alphino now. Hello. Ooh, I got a... Is it a belt? Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west, and then across a small bridge. What are you doing up on the counter? Get down from there. Ow. This place is quite big, yes. Omra. Gubu. I guess they're not called Gubus in this world, huh? In better days, my friend. Better days. Oh god! Look at that place. Hello. Colusia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Castaria. Even in the distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me. I'm in trouble. Over there. Quickly, someone's in trouble. Let's go help him. Oh my god, look at these big old chameleons. Iguanas. Yes. Sin Eater. Let me at him. I'll think the fates. Look out! Check you out. Haha. Need help? My poor heart. Thank you, young miss. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you alright, madam? Just a few bruises from when I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Yulmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies will welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now, I'm sure a strapping lass like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's not to be had here but cobwebs and memories. 'Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yulmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? They turn people into other Sin Eaters? Oh yes, Alize would be well qualified to speak on the subject. Compared with Almarang, Calusia is almost a haven, but, as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. Had you arrived a few moments later, the Sin Eaters would have claimed another victim. Still, we have won a small victory this time, at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Alright. Gonna be going towards the big old city.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond.
Quite an ironic name, huh?
This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
That's what she meant by Q.
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh?
Yeah. Hello.
I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
She's not here to compete. Leave her be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Hello. What's that?
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please!
Are they gonna choose who gets to go or something? Ooh. The heck? Guesters?
Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu. Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We might not at all.
Fish, is it?
Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Looking for people who can cook fish?
Recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor.
Alright, Dr. Seuss.
Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident!
Just getting the scraps left over by the people in the city.
Here. Enjoy!
It's going fucked.
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity. Yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let us just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Looking towards me. Hello. Wonder what caught her eye. Or what about me caught her eye? Hello, Alphino. And I understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet, from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I've tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gatetown and judge the situation for yourself. Got this one back here. Exactly are you allowed to live? How exactly are you living the life here? Hey, look at you. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Yulmore's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gatetown's not much to look at, but at least it's safe. And the meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. What was it made out of? Gonna have a Soylent Green situation? It's made out of people. No. Or like, what was that movie? Snowpiercer? Where the fucking food they're eating is like made out of cockroaches? Bugs or some shit? Yeah, where was it? It was right here, right? Oh. A large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks, meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. Guessing none of them are really strong enough to hunt. Preoccupied petticoat. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that waits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? Seems like they're literally just living to be picked. Not exactly life. Not exactly a good life. You seen what Gatetown has to offer? Yeah. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They become dependent on handouts of meal and believe Yulmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life. I got a new thing. Yay! You disapprove of these people's way of life? You disapprove of Yulmore. It's difficult to make a final judgment without first seeing the city's inner workings. Mayhap it is that uncertainty which always makes me feel so ill at ease here. Not that it matters, however, however unjust this system seems to be. If these people claim to be content with their lot, it is hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Yomor's largesse are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town. The hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and untended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I am not convinced that Yomor's generosity truly serves the best interests of Colusa's people. I am not so naive as to think there is some miraculous solution to all of this. Yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of a capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Yomor's gates. It's fortunate that you arrived when you did, Ceres. I have been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city. If all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. How's that? There is a beast tribe who makes its home in the seas surrounding the island. The Ondo, they are called, though you and I know them as Sahagan. Oh. For the most part, they keep to themselves in their ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with the land dwellers. But as Sataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular. When I offered to procure such good for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor. Would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Yomoran lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. That was quite the event, huh? My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Oh yeah. I'll help you any way I can, buddy. Excellent. I shall be glad of your company. First things first, then. You must pay a visit to Mosha Moa, my supplier in Right. Come, it is just to the northwest of here. God, he heard us. He was eavesdropping. No. Voltaire. He is. Is there something I could do for you, friend? Good day to you, Moshamoa. This is my associate, Ceres. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. I loaded your lackey up with the goods not long ago. Lackey? I know of no such person. Mr. Lad, short blue hair? No, he said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed. Confound it. Someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of the town, and I shall take to the west. He's gonna pay for taking our food. Dude, I'm sure he... I'm trying to do what we were doing. Look at that thing! Would I assume? Hello? Are you around here? Search your surroundings for a male mister with short blue hair. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a likely suspect. So, any cat ears, short blue hair. That's not what I want to do. Blue-haired Mistle. You have located your quarry. There is any sign of him? He's right over by that lighthouse. I think it's a lighthouse. You have a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good his escape. Ain't gonna run from me, boyo. Ow. You there. What have we... Damn it, I can't escape from this guy. You there. Looking quite
There you
suspicious. Oh.
The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear. Must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
Are they even living in paradise? We don't know what the hell's going on in there. They could be slaves for all we know.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmoran's interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
That's not who you are.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfino, ever the slave to sentiment.
Quite the Estinian.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then?
I guess we gotta come up with another plan.
Is that... can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble.
How the hell did you see all the way from over here?
Come on, they may need our help.
Sorry, I muted and had to sneeze. How the hell did he see all the way over there? Why is there 3 of them? Bottom rung, the ladder, top rung. This Venmont guards lit hall. Anybody needs help over here? Look at that crab. Crab. That should take care of the worst of his injuries. Ugh, mercy, I beg you. He doesn't look dressed too bad. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get a fire going. I guess we can't even tell if it's night or not, because it's like really cold. What's up with you? I thought for certain I was dead. How am I able to repay this kindness? Well, settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristol. I was invited into Yomor to work as an artist. That's what you were. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their tastes, they just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Valthry's city. Within days, they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the goddamn ocean. From up there? How were you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. Well, if you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous. And the citizens condone such barbaric punishment? Oh, without a second thought, when Lord Valthry passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Yomor, his word is law. The more I hear about Yomor, the more determined I am to see what awaits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first, we should convey Tristol to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. Away into the city. Oh, I wonder if he knows. Hello. 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 Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Yomor, insofar as I am able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to my stomach. But since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. What is it? It's my favorite paintbrush. Yomoran elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want. And if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Actually, he does. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I can't. I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided. But I shan't stay long in this place, not with that city brooding over me. I'll move on to new lands and a new profession. I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. They say kindness is its own reward, but Tristal has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with the brush. Nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant? I'll do that. Then it is settled. All we need to do now is return to Gate Town and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. Alright, because we just gotta wait for them to come out. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at the door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter of a plum. So come along and don't be slow. It's time to let your color show. So the other guy got in. I can paint portraits at least. Landscapes and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh ho, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. So fortunate that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your own? On your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has seen no small amounts of service. Aha, ho ho! Flecks of paint, both old and new. A tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop, but very well. Come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. What about me? And who is this hanger-on? Well-wisher or parasite? Why, this is my assistant. She whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. We'll go with her or not at all. Parasite then. We shall leave her fate in the hands of your new employer. Matters not a whit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to Yulmore's sweet embrace. Oh mercy me, the mule! We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back. But is the truth behind the meal? Is it actually just regular food, or is it something worse? I'm guessing he would have told us if they were being made into people, or he maybe didn't know. Or it was made from people, but that'd be really fucked up if it was. If my theory was true.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days.
Yulmore. That place certainly looked tacky.
Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
people living here. Welcome, welcome to the city of final pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No, not even a single tear? Moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces and head through to Joyous Hall. The Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice, loud voice. Clerks will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to those folk off to the side of the road. Much like the hopefuls in Gate Town, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means, take your time. But why you waste another moment? Go, enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. Paradise, huh? The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we had better show ourselves willing for the time being. Very area around here. Wait, no, that wasn't it, right? Look at this place, Jesus. Hello? Welcome to Yomor, fortunate friends. May I have your names? I'm Alphano, an artist, and this is Ceres, my assistant. Ah yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. You can forego the usual interview and begin processing your registration papers forthwith. Now, the citizens of Yomor are divided into two classes. They are the free, who are blessed with the favor of Lord Vothri, and the bonded, who work in the employ of the free. You'll be joining the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve a patron in the capacity for which you were chosen. In your case, painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free, or accept work as a general laborer. I see. And might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The two patrons, actually. Chai News and Dulia Chai, a mystical couple whom most referred to as the Chais. They are both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility, for your own sake as much as theirs. Now, a moment please, while I complete the relevant paperwork. All in order? These are your registration documents. You? Take those papers next door and submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, you will officially be Yolmoran citizens. Enjoy your new life in paradise. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. Papers, please. What have we here? Alphano, artist, Ceres, artist assistant, to be employed in the service of Lord Chai News and Lady Dulia Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it best that we deliver you to the Chai residence before... Oh dear. What? What do you smell on us? You smell hideous. Did you crawl here through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and the musk of some unwashed beast. Oh damn. After you rinse away that stench, you'll want to splash yourselves with this perfume. Liberally. Once you made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Cornet, the guard of the stairs, will give you directions. Just how we smell. I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. Who am I talking to? Rub yourself clean into lousery showers. We're to bathe in here then? Yes. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. Have to use the perfume now, I guess? Oh my god! Man's naked! Ugh! You apply the perfume as directed, and a delicate scent of roses fills the air. Oh my! Wow, your turn. Oh, you've showered and dressed already, have you? Is it not that is to say, it seems rather exposed for one's ablutions, does it not? Hurry up and shower, Stinky. Hurry up and shower, Stinky. Fine, just a quick rinse then. And shower, Stinky. Oh, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons then? Stinky. Presents come take us? You're looking to present yourselves to the Chais, are you? Let me explain how the city's laid out, then. Imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. This layer here is called the buttress. Above us is the understory, where the military has its headquarters, and above that, you've got the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Gilmore spend their days. So, if you want to find your new patrons, you'll need to keep climbing until you run out of stairs. Look for the Grand Dame's Parlor. They'll be in there, like a ooh. Gotta go up even higher. To the canopy. There's the etherite. Oh. Well.